My name is Anna Keenan and I belong to our local Ardee Active Retirement group. We started over 20 years ago with the idea of, for the millennium, doing the history of our town in its buildings, its people and things of interest in the town, because it's a very historic town and we would just feel we should be commemorating it in some way. In particular, we were inspired by the ladies who tatted in Ardee at the end of the 19th, beginning of the 20th century. So much so that tatting was known worldwide as Ardee lace. And on our panel, the Drogheda Road panel, we have listed all those ladies. They go in age from about, I think there's an 11-year-old girl on it, up to somebody my age on it. They're commemorated forevermore. We started in the year 2000 and we didn't finish it until 2018, I think. We took it up and put it down, took it up and put it down. In the meantime, we got help from a graduate from NCAD, Claire Conway, and she introduced us to different types of needlework, how to go about planning a panel. Then next up was the vocational education people. They came along and they gave us a tutor for a whole series of weekly meetings until we completed our panel of Ardee Bog. This has proved a very popular piece to anybody who has seen it. We are putting it in the series as the last panel, but in actual fact it was the first one we completed. It was it's very colourful and it's a piece of felt and embroidered over it. So it was taken to Galway for an exhibition with the National Association for Active Retirement and was on show there and received widespread praise for the work. How we did it was Shauna Swords, who was our tutor, went out to the bog, took various photographs, came back into us then. We chose which one we wanted to use and she showed us how to expand it so that it would fit a metre square. Then we painted the background and then we felted the pieces that were to represent the bog, and there was freestyle embroidery over it as well. So that was fun to do, and it was thanks to a grant that we had Shauna for that time. Cuchulainn and Ferdia is synonymous, I suppose, with Ardee because that's where the town gets its name, Boleau Irdea. Cuchulainn and Ferdia are there in the river. There's a very nice bronze statue in the park just beside the bridge on the river, depicting both of them, and we used a print of that to depict the two chaps in the river. That's the one that Frances tried out her embroidery for the first time and made a wonderful job of it, and June has a lot of the river birds embroidered on it as well.
My name is Mary Carpenter. I'm part of the Active Retirement Craft Group. My first experience of coming with the group was coming to meet them in the library. I hadn't done anything like this at all and I actually just came to see what they were doing. I started with a bit of embroidery, and Cuchulainn, the one that you have just been talking about, was the first one that I worked on. Anna gave me a project to do. Then I went on to do the patchwork one, which was on display in the town, and we actually took it to Cavan for an exhibition with the Active Retirement, and there was huge interest in it. They actually thought it was more like a piece of artwork rather than a tapestry, and they wanted us to put it into a national competition. But a lot of the men in the group were very interested in it and the research involved in it.
Amazingly, men have been very interested in actually seeing a map depicted in material, and you know, some of them could pick out, oh, that's where I lived, and that's this sort of thing. You know, that was interesting about it. And on the bottom of it we have a frieze of our native trees.
It was a talking point and it gave the group more interest outside of our panel and our needlework and things like that. Everything on it looked like something else, like you could make it look like fields and rivers and all through tapestry and quilting and all of those sorts of things. So that was had a huge impact on us.
The next one then after that is Castle Street and Market Street, which was only delivered Monday. It's the one in the white frame. Bernadette has done the library in Carrickmacross lace, and she has Foster sitting in front of it. And on either side, the two trees, we have 7 trees commemorating the 1916 signatories of the proclamation on the town. So there are 2 there opposite the library. So Bernadette has those with Foster and the library in the background. There's an old bell in the library, 1702. It was in the old market house. That was the site of the old market house. And on the bottom of Castle Street, Market Street. We have a very nice frieze painted by a local graphic artist, Tommy Kelly. The one after that then is a depiction of the castle itself, which is here on the table. We're not finished it. And it's the one we hope to complete with Northern Ireland Sewing Group. The one after that then is Irish Street. And that's the last streetscape we're doing. We're also working on that at the moment. And that is all this area down here, plus Irish Street. We're putting on the bottom of that panel Cumann to represent the women of Ardee who are in Cumann. And we're including in that also the World War I memorial, which is down here at the courthouse. I'd just like to thank Loud Leader for giving us this opportunity to show what we can do and what we are doing, and thank them for all the help they've given us. And we hope to see our panels hanging somewhere in the very near future.